We have almost reduced this pocket. Just a few more minor battles as they retreat back and forth. And we push them out of the province of Zidonsk. That's going to have a big old stack of infantry in it when it's done, so I'm going to move you guys. One of you down here, one of you over there. And we might as well take this province too while we're doing this. Just a boom, boom, boom. Shorten up the line. And while we're doing that, we might as well take this fortified province from them as well. How about we do that? We have our rangers in this province, which is wonderful. We'll attack with the mountain, the 2 rangers, and we'll leave the infantry divisions behind to defend this province here. And then we'll attack in there, and you can come down here. Now that'll be way too many infantry. I'll have you come over here, you can come over there, push down to Verozne. You need to stick there to prevent them from retreating. You can go 1 into Verozne, and the rest of you can come down this way. We'll see if that works. In the meantime, I think we need to complete the surround of their capital, but we can't really do that until we advance further. We can't really advance further until our units are no longer needed for preventing them from just retreating into a non-occupied province. So this Popovka looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4 infantry regiments and a HQ brigade that will eventually be in this province. Will be unable to get supplies. Currently they have a negative 47.5 attack penalty because of their lack of... Actually, it's attack and defend penalty because of the lack of supplies. And we've completely encircled them, which gives them a negative 10% penalty. So we will reduce this. They do have a very good general, but our guys will be getting some good experience out of this as well. I don't know what their stack size is, but if this was one of our infantry regiments, there would be 10,000 men in each stack. So that's 40,000 men plus the HQ brigade, which has 1,000 of their officers. So it's a fairly significant loss. We only have 37,000 officers. I mean, that's a lot of officers, but it is a fairly significant loss. And if one of your regiments is destroyed, the leaders in charge of those regiments are also destroyed. We're basically taking them captive. You know, they're be shipped off to one of our prisoner of war camps and hopefully released when this war is over, because I mean we do have a fairly large amount of Alaskan corps, German corps in Alaska. So really this is a reconquest war is what it is. Okay, so now that these are not absolutely required for keeping them from breaking out of here, we will continue the advance. We don't want to start attacking the capital yet. Not while they have the tanks in there. We'll get this guy into position, and then we'll start supporting their attacks. All of this constant fighting has left some of our tank brigades a little bit worse for the wear, but they'll be rested in time. We will have time before Phase 2. Their medium armored units are strong. I will not say anything against them. Even our rangers are having a tough time taking this province from them. We will push them out. They are losing organization rather quickly. And they would be foolish to stick around until they've completely lost their organization. I mean, we're not going to be pushing in this direction, but I think that after we finish this off and continue moving south from here, set up along the river, they won't have the troops to adequately cover their entire front line. Okay, we have almost completely surrounded their capital. I want to push over here. They're trying to retreat from their capital. I think we just push now. We're actually going to support attack from there, and instead of using you to do that, we can take this. No problem. They're only defending it. They have an armored unit in their capital, but they want to get it out. They don't want it to be surrounded. And I don't think we're fast enough to surround it, unfortunately. So we're just going to take their capital from them. This was an expensive battle. Where was it? Yes. Yeah, they decided to put up a fight in this province. Raskazovo. We lost 800 men. They lost almost 2,000. And our troops were evenly matched. And we were attacking. And infantry in general have better defensiveness than they do attack. So we were going against their defensiveness stat. We have 6.4. I don't know what theirs is. And we were using our soft attack stat, which is 3.8. So we were at a disadvantage because we were attacking with infantry against infantry. But our infantry are just plain better, apparently. And, I mean, I don't know what their support regiments are like, but that definitely helps a whole bunch. So we got radio detection equipment, which is fantastic. We still can't build radars, unfortunately, but this does mean we can sink another research point into something else. And we're really not doing bad in terms of industry at this point. So I think we're going to sink it yet again into another land tactic, and we might as well increase the morale of our motorized units. That makes a lot of sense. Looks like they are retreating out of this province, so this would be an excellent time to cut them off like this. You are going to get significantly hurt, but unless they retreat, we may be able to get around and cut them off from supplies in time. Yeah, he retreated rather than be surrounded. Oh, now we need to attack into him, but he no longer has the defensive bonus from this fort, and I don't know what level of fort that was, but we are now attacking with our infantry division that has much more morale. I don't know if we'll be able to kick him out of this province. How about we support the attack from down here? You guys are moving up. Deny them this airfield. Move down there. Move down there. Keep moving forward. You're not even at the front line anymore. And it looks like we just completely destroyed 4 of their infantry regiments and 1 of their HQs. And now they have a completely fragmented front line. Let's see if we can prevent them from crossing this river here, actually. And we can move our infantry up in support. We won't need to defend against that province anymore, so you can move down there. You move down here. Just keep on advancing at this point. Push to the river. Oh, he retreated back there. Okay, you move here, and you do your best to get around there. Let's see if we can trap them and surround and cut them off. We've pushed them out of their capital. It's wonderful news. And now you guys, you don't need to move in there, we'll have him move in there. Move down here, move down here. Let's prevent them from getting as many units across the river as I can. That was an expensive fight. We've won the Battle of Tim. That was the one against 2 of their heavy armor. That was our rangers fighting. Yeah, it was an expensive fight, but we won. No, Communist China, you can't have military access. It's not gonna happen. And we have our first multi-role fighters available. These are basically heavy, long-range fighters that are actually fairly good all around. Once again, they aren't as good as interceptors at fighting in the air. They have a 6 stat instead of an 8, but they are more defensive in the air. They're harder to take down. They also have significantly higher mission range, They are more expensive to maintain. They take a little bit more fuel than the normal interceptors do. But if you basically use them as heavy interceptors, they're the interceptors that you want to have on air superiority, flying over your opponent's airfields to prevent their bombers from taking off. And you have your interceptors on air intercept. So when your multi-role fighters are engaged in the air, your interceptors scramble to join them in combat, and you can beat them through sheer force of numbers. Basically, use your multi-role fighters as the tanks for the air combat, while your reinforcements get to the fight. We are being attacked here. They are using their medium tanks to attempt to cross this river and attack our light tanks, which would normally be rather worrying, actually. But look at that negative 65% river crossing penalty. Oh boy! And I mean, we're not dug in or anything like that, but man, they have negative 65% river crossing penalty. It might be worrying once they get this infantry unit up there, but oh boy, that's gotta hurt. In the meantime, our infantry is advancing across this front. It looks like 2 of our infantry actually don't have advance orders, so we'll move them up like that. We can rebalance this later. In fact, we're going to be spreading the entire Second Army across this front here so that we can use the First Army just on this front down here. So they might be a little bit spread out. We may end up losing some of this territory, depending on where they decide to deploy their troops. And actually, what we want here is to advance to the river and then stop. We want to give them a chance to regroup and to deploy as many units over here as we can possibly let them do. And then we'll slice them in two, and then we'll reduce basically half of their army. This isn't a blitz, you know? Well, I mean, it is a blitz, but it's not a let's blitz all of their victory provinces down. We want to destroy their army. We want to capture half of their army before we move on to the rest of the country. So we're going to basically leave these guys alone, and we want them to move as many units to face us as physically possible, and then slice right down here. This isn't the best area to slice right through, you know. It's forest. Our tanks won't move very quickly, but we can very easily move our tanks over here, for instance, or even over here. We just want to get as many troops as possible caught in this pocket over here, so that we can take over the rest of their country without too much problems at all. When will you actually get to their capital? The 1st of April, April Fool's Day. That number is going down. That means that our units are moving faster. It's unfortunate that we didn't really time this very well, I guess. It's still sort of ish wintertime. It's still basically hovering around 0 degrees Celsius, and we have a few provinces where it's much colder. This is a negative temperature province that he's moving out of, which is why he's only moving at 25% of current default speed. Otherwise, he'd be in this province already, and we wouldn't be having this conversation. But we're just going to have our units keep moving forward, keep moving up, taking as many provinces as possible, moving up to the river, forcing their men behind it. I do want to attempt this encirclement here. I think that would be fantastic if we could cut off one of their basically full units of armor. Alright, well, the Netherlands has officially declared war on Poland. Poland being a member of the Allies, we are now at war with the Netherlands. Where is the Netherlands? The Netherlands are up here. Does this mean that the entirety of the Axis has declared war? Is nationalist Spain? Okay. So, just the Netherlands, who's a member of the Axis, just the Netherlands, has declared war on Poland, who they do not border. I wonder if they're going to try for an amphibious invasion. That would be interesting. Okay, that just made the waters out here a lot more dangerous. Where's our navy? Why? Why? Okay, we're going to bring our navy home. Go home, Navy, please. Rebase to Porto. That is way more than 2,000 miles. You are on the other end of the world. Were you chasing someone? How'd you get there? Alright, I'm not too worried about it. This guy might be a little bit exposed now, so I think it is time just to really quickly bring as much of our Navy home as is physically possible to do. Oh, the Netherlands controls the Straits of Gibraltar. We can't. And San Marino is in the Axis as well. They control the Suez Canal. We can't get out of the Mediterranean. Well, this just became a lot more interesting, I have to say. Frightening. Poland, buddy, you think you can stand up to the might of nationalist Spain? I'm gonna start, maybe, let's see, were you one of the guys who, yeah, Poland. I'm gonna start giving you some Lend-Lease aid. Take 10 of my IC every day. You can have 10. That's fine. This means we will not be able to supply this. And we completely lose access to all of these resources, at least until we win this war and we take this port. That just made that port, this port right here, much more important to us. We need that port so we can supply our colony. And this is potentially bad. The Netherlands is right over here. They could very easily be planning a naval invasion of us. Okay, I know the Third Army is basically non-existent at this point, but 4 infantry regiments is better than nothing. We're going to deploy the Third Army to cover our rear over here. Alright, take the capital. 1st of April. Why can we declare new laws? Service by requirement? Oh, because we're significantly outnumbered. Yeah. Our enemies officially have more than twice our industrial capacity, so we are allowed to basically take whatever measures we feel necessary to win. This is actually really good for us because it gives us bonuses to our manpower, it gives us bonuses to our officer recruitment. Yeah, that's spectacular for us. Total economic mobilization. More consumer goods during peacetime, but I don't think we're going to be at peace anytime soon. Supply efficiency for production, yeah. Supply throughput, yeah. Now this will increase our consumer goods demand actually because we lose this modifier up here. But I think that's... well, I don't know if that's useful for us. That supply efficiency, that IC efficiency for production is very nice. But we lose the supplies plus 10%. We're not having any real supply troubles. Now, I don't think we enact heavy industry emphasis. I don't think that's necessary for us. And total economic mobilization. Go into total war mode. Lose a whole bunch of money. We don't care about money. Less consumer goods during wartime. Good. More resources. I guess that's good. We're not really having problems with resources, but another 25% modifier to our IC, I will take it. And we'll probably end up using that modifier to our industrial capacity to support our little buddy down here in Poland. So the Netherlands has already sent planes. They're in an air war with the Netherlands already. But they're not at war with nationalist Spain. Right? We aren't at war with nationalist Spain. They're an Axis member, but the Netherlands declared war on Poland without calling in nationalist Spain. They declared a limited war. Good luck. That was expensive. That was against those tanks again, wasn't it? Yeah, it was up here. And they're in danger of being surrounded down here. We need to beat this as quickly as possible. Maybe we can surround them. That's going to be an expensive fight. They just moved a unit into their capital and immediately retreated. Come on. Go, 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 go. More battles won. Fantastic. We need to remember to move our HQ units up so that they stay in range of our advancing troops. Yeah. Keep moving, keep moving. Looks like they moved a light tank unit into their capital, so we're going to actually need to pay attention to that fight again. Light cruiser engine advance is always nice. Yeah, let's start on the main armament, I suppose. May as well if we're going to have them use them to fight. And our industrial capacity did just significantly jump, so we're going to give even more Lend-Lease aid, I think, to Poland. We'll boost their industrial capacity by 20 per day. Well, we're just keeping on going with our advance here. We're gonna stop the advance right here, I think. Just shortened up the line a little bit. I'm gonna pull you off over here and use you in support of the attack on the capital, because that is still important. Here we go. There we go. This is getting fun. Nationalist Spain has declared war on Poland. Why is it that World War II always starts with Poland being attacked? I mean, Alaska technically attacked us, but that was just a minor war between two people. Now, does that mean the entire Axis? We're at war with the entire Axis? No, not yet. They haven't called in the rest of the Axis members, which is good, I suppose. It looks like our little buddy down here in Ukraine is getting some free land because of this, which is great. Looks like they stacked their entire army at the border with the Netherlands. It's actually fairly intelligent of them, I guess. They're being threatened by Serbia, who's already at war with Lebanon, who they don't border. Wonderful. But yeah, these guys are going to be having a fine time of it. They're not anywhere near the actual combat. They might have some minor skirmishes, take control of these islands. Who controls this? The Netherlands, and they've stacked an army here. Oh, this is another Polish border. My goodness. Well, that'll be fun to see how that works out. That's a humongous army. How are they supplying it? Manila must be a very, very wealthy city in this random map of ours. Huh. Alright, well, I had hoped to end this video with us taking the capital, but it's looking like they're going to make that more difficult for us than I'd hoped. We made a significant first push. It's kind of fallen apart after that, but really what we need to do at this point is push to the river and then let them reorganize, let them rebalance their troops out along this very long front line of theirs, and then slice them in two. We have destroyed 40,000 enemy troops in the province of Popova. We took them captive, the darn Alaskans. I'm sure they will be well treated. Thank you very much for watching, everybody, and I'll see you all next time.